So, like servlet, JSP is another server-side technology specifically used to develop dynamic web application. If I will write one point, like servlet, JSP is another server-side technology specifically used to develop dynamic web application. Okay, so JSP is important for the project development point of view. So the purpose of servlet, the purpose of JSP is exactly same, to develop dynamic web application. Server side technology means we know the server is responsible to execute JSP application. So already we have known, and Apache Tomcat is our web server. So the Apache Tomcat we have to configure in our Eclipse environment. So this part already we have done. Okay, then JSP is very simple, is very easy to write JSP application in comparison with servlet. We will see. And JSP can be a presentation logic. JSP application can JSP we can represent in this way. If I will write, we can represent JSP application as presentation logic as well as business logic. Presentation, login form, registration form, home page, payment inquiry, payment integration form, inquiry form. So front end. Okay. So JSP we can represent as presentation logic and business logic. We have a login form. So to process the login form, we will develop another JSP file. We will see, but in servlet HTML file, we were using as presentation logic. Servlet, we were using a business logic. But in case of JSP, we can use JSP as presentation logic. We can use JSP as business logic. So development is very easy, and in comparison with the servlet, JSP having some additional functionalities. We will check what the additional functionalities we will get in JSP for the project development or for the dynamic web application development. We will see some points. One is expression language. I can write JSP taking some additional functionalities, having some additional functionalities like expression language, JSTL, JSP standard tag library, etc. We will discuss when that time will come to our picture, then we will discuss. So every JSP application file extension name is .jsp. File extension name is .jsp. Okay, so every JSP application when I will develop, I will follow 3 points. One is expression tag. So 3 points basically we will use. One is scriptlet tag, one is implicit objects, one is directive elements. So one point is page directive. That means a JSP application development, okay, consisting or based on these these following points. So what I told, scriptlet tag, we will discuss it is an element of scripting elements. Implicit objects, we will discuss what are implicit objects. Page directive, so this is one point under directive elements. So we will see what is page directive, what is implicit object, and what is scriptlet tag. Okay, so we will discuss. So directly we will go to practical work, how to develop a JSP application. So I will go to my Eclipse environment. So file, in which way we will create a project. So that we know, file, new, dynamic web project. Project name suppose JSP projects Ceylon software. Click on next option, click on next button, put a tick mark for creating web.xml file. This point already we have known in servlet. Then click on finish button. So now one project structure created. Just I will open. So all the files I will open. Okay. Suppose a simple JSP application I will develop. Just only displaying a hello world message. Okay. So in which way we develop HTML file, in same way we will develop a JSP file. So I will go to which folder? Web app folder. Right click on web app folder, new. You see JSP. Automatically this option is coming. You click. Suppose let my file name is hello.jsp. So simply you give the file name, whatever you give the file name, then click on finish. So automatically, so hello.jsp file will create. And you see it is nothing but HTML, because HTML begin, HTML end. Difference is only file name is .jsp, hello.jsp. Suppose I will give a message. I will write a message, hello world. Okay, Control S. Now I will go to web.xml file, and one these are the default welcome file list. Simply just I will mention, so I will specify which file, hello.jsp. So which file output will display first. So that file we consider as welcome file. So explicitly we have to set this point already we have known. But the most advantage is only this welcome file we will set. So we will wait, not set all the things like servlet. In case of servlet in web.xml file, servlet information. So in which way that we are writing, so that point not required here. So this is the advantage. Only in web.xml file, welcome file you set. Nothing is required. Now I will save. So first of all, we will see. I will run. Right click on the project. Run as. Run on server. Select server name. Click on next option. Then select project name. Click on finish button. And you see. So the output we are getting hello world. So it is a simple JSP application we can say. Now I will go to my Eclipse environment. Suppose same way whatever the task we did in servlet, login form, registration form, in registration form, how the data is going to database, for that JDBC code we had written, same way, same task we will do in JSP. But more and more problem statements we will discuss, and CRUD operation we will discuss, create, read, update and delete, and one of the important beautiful point, that is MVC. Okay, model view controller, that is an architectural design pattern, that also we will cover in JSP. Okay, so this point also you remember. So MVC model view controller. So one of the important point, it is an architectural design. So that point also we will cover MVC in JSP, MVC without database, MVC with database. This part also we will cover. Okay, so coming to another example. Let it suppose we have a login form. We have a login form. Okay, so already login form many times already we have developed. So in same way we will develop. Right click on web app, new JSP file. First of all, you see your project structure. This is the project. So web app folder, new JSP, login. Click on finish button. So this is my login.jsp file. So I can write login form. Okay, so same way I will write. Suppose I will represent my login form in center. One header tag I am using, suppose login form, and so h2 I will complete. Okay, so now you see we have a login form. Suppose let we have a login form. So let the file name is login.jsp. Let we have two attributes. One is a username. Suppose this is a text box, and one is password. So this is another text box. Now there is a command button. So let the command button value is login. So when action will generate, when I will click on login button. Suppose you give the username value, you give the password value, and after that, when we will click on login button, then a response message will generate login is successful. But provided that you have to set a condition, if the username value is this, password value is this, then login is successful. Otherwise, sorry, invalid credential. So here, this is my presentation logic. Login.jsp, this is my presentation logic. But when I will click on login button, so definitely we know that how to process the form data. So definitely I will write a business logic. So business logic is nothing but another JSP file. So let my JSP file name is loginprocess.jsp. So this will contain business logic and it will give a response message, login is successful. Login is successful. Like this message will display or sorry, invalid credential. So login.jsp, this is presentation logic. Login process.jsp, this is business logic. So I hope everybody got clarity. So then same way I will write. So we know that how to create a form. So I can write form action equals to, I can write login process.jsp directly in this way. Form action equals to login process.jsp. That means when action will generate, login process.jsp file will execute. So I will use table tag. So table, then table row, that is tr, then table data. So one is username and I will end dt. So the next table data is a text box. I can write input type equals to text. So this part already we have known. Name equals to whatever you write you there. So I will end. Then this is I ended one row. Then another row you see. Just I will copy and I will paste. So password. Then input type equals to password. Name equals to pass. Control S. Then so for comment button, so this line I will remove. Input type equals to submit. Value equals to login. Then I will end table. Then I will end form. I will end form. Okay. Then I will end center. So this is my login form, and this type of form many times we have developed in servlet. So this is my presentation logic. Now we specified when action will generate, login process.jsp file will execute. So I will develop next file is login process. So right click on web folder, new again, login process. Login process, click on finish button. So login process.jsp file I created. Now this file will contain business logic, and you remember when business logic we will write within a scriptlet tag. In fact, what is scriptlet tag? You see less than percentage symbol. This is the scriptlet tag. This is scriptlet tag, less than percentage, percentage greater than symbol. This is scriptlet tag. Okay. So logic part we have known in servlet logic, this logic, everything is same. But when business logic I will write, So I will write within a script let tag. Same things. First of all, form data I will process. I will write string s1 equals to request dot get parameter within a bracket what I have written. So I have written name equals to uname, name equals to pass. So username value stored in s1 string s2 equals to request dot get parameter and within double quotes I will write pass. Okay, so username value stored in as s1, password value assigned in s2. But maybe everybody will be confused. Sir, directly we are writing request, but in servlet request means it is an object of HTTP servlet request. Lots of things we were writing in servlet importing package. So because you're directly we are writing. So here request is implicit object. This is the object of from that interface HTTP servlet request. But here we are not mentioning, we are not importing any package, we are not importing servlet API. Request here we are writing directly, it is understanding by the server. We can say this request is implicit object. Directly you write response, directly you write out. Sir, how it is possible? Yes, you remember that means when developing a JSP file, servlet API is here. Servlet API already I have told Java X dot servlet dot star package. One is Java X dot servlet dot HTTP package. So servlet API is here. So every JSP page when it is executing, you remember this point. So every JSP page converting, translating into a servlet. Maximum times you many developer have written every JSP page is a servlet. That means when a JSP page is executing, first it is translating into a servlet. Every JSP page servlet API is by default available. Otherwise, how request is understanding? Request is the object of HTTP servlet request interface. HTTP servlet request interface coming from Java X.servlet.http package. So we are not mentioning. So this is the advantage of JSP. Otherwise, logic is same. So now username assigned in S1, password assigned in S2. If S1 dot equals whatever you can write. Okay. If S1 username is JSP, S1 dot equals, suppose I will write double quote. Okay. And S2 dot equals let admin. Okay. Then I can write S1 dot equals is this and S2 dot equals this. Then I can write out dot print login is successful. Else out dot print sorry invalid credential. Okay. So if condition is true, if body will execute, otherwise else body will execute. So login process.jsp is my business logic. So now this is scriptlet, this is implicit object, then page directive is remaining when I will import a package. In which way we will import a package, that is page directive. So that part is coming, that point is coming. We will see later. So I will go to app.xml file. So here I will write welcome file is login.jsp, control S. Okay. So this is control S, login process control S. Okay. Right click on the project, run on server, select server name, then select project name, click on finish. So first of all, I will get a login form. Okay. So username is JSP and password is admin. Okay. So if username is JSP, password is admin, then I will click on login. You see, I got login is successful. This is the positive response message. And I will do refresh button and whatever you write. So if I will click on login, sorry, invalid credential. So then valid credential you have to give. Then click on login. So it is very easy. I hope everybody got clarity.